Allfather, King of Gods. Supreme God of man, and all that stands and passes. Highest of Aesir, Odin, Odin, son of giantess Bestla. Son of Bur, who existed before the world was created. Grandson of Böltorn, the frost giant. And grandson of Buri, progenitor of the gods freed from the eyes from Audumla, the primal cow. Brother of Vili and Ve. Odin, husband of Frigg, patron goddess of marriage, life and motherhood, queen of heaven, and high goddess of the Aesir, mother of Balder, Höder, and Hermoder, and maybe Bragi. Odin, father of Baldur, the Pure One, who is admired by all creation for his beauty, wisdom, and mercy. Father of Höder, the blind, who killed his brother by wicked cunning from sneaky Loki. Father of Hermoder, who entered hell and returned. Odin, lover of Gunnlod, daughter of Jötun Suttungr, possible mother of Bragi, and guardian of Usururier, the meat of poetry. Odin, father of Bragi, the long-bearded, god of poetry. Odin, lover of Fjörgyn, mother of the earth, and taming eternal force of nature, mother of mighty Thor. Odin, father of mighty Thor. Thor, who protects the people of Midgard with hammer, lightning, and storm. Lover of the frost giantess Gridr, mother of Vidar, who helped Thor defeat the Jötun Geirur with miraculous gifts. Odin, father of Vidar, the silent, who shall bring the fatal strike to the Fenris wolf. Odin, lover of Asunjur, Rinder, the abused and deceived through cunning and magic, to give birth to the avenger of Baldur's death, Vali. And father of Vali, the bold and brave, who avenged Baldur when he was only 1 day old. Odin's further descendants, Aesir and son, named Ytrexjöth or Ytrexjöth, mentioned in Skaldskaparmal, poem of the Prose Edda. Aesir and son named Meli, brief mention in the poem Horbordsljöth, poem of the Poetic Edda, and in the Skaldskaparmal, poem of the Prose Edda. Odin Greybeard, disguised and vicious in his quarrel with Thor, says that he received his boat from his son Hildolfr, mentioned in the Skaldskaparmal, poem of the Prose Edda. Sigrlami, king of Gardariki in the realm of Rus, first owner of the mighty magic sword, Tyrfing, blackmailed from the two dwarfs, Dvalin and Durin, mentioned in Hervara or Kaidrek's saga. Son Nipr or Nökkvi, father of Nanna, Baldur's wife, mentioned in the Gylfaginning, poem of the Prose Edda, and in the Hyndluljöth, poem of the Poetic Edda. Odin's third son is called Sigi, condemned by murder, escaped with father's help, murdered as king of Hunaland, and avenged by Rerir, his son. Mentioned in the Volsunga saga and in the Skaldskaparmal, poem of the Prose Edda. Odin, possible father of god Tyr, god of war, and preserver of the rule of law. Sæminger, son of Odin or Yngvi and beautiful Jötun daughter Skadi, installed by Odin as king of Norway. Heimdallr, the Golden Tooth, guardian of Asgard, son of Odin and the 9 daughters of Aegir and Ran, the one who sleeps less than a bird, ancestor of the people of Midgard. When Odin traveled through right Gothland, Jylland today, he decided to take possession of it. He appointed his son Skjolder as lord who gave his name to the dynasty of Skjoldinger, kings of Denmark. Possible father of Yngvi Freyr. Snorri Sturluson says in the Edda that Odin reigned in Sweden. Odin had with him one of his sons, called Yngvi, who became king in Sweden after him. And those descendants come from him that are named Ynglings. Other, possible father of Nos and Gersimi. Both names can be translated from Norse to preciousness or jewel. According to the Gylfaginning and Skaldskaparmal, Other is the husband of Freya and has 2 daughters with her. The name Other is disputed as an equivalent to Odin. Allfather's Homestead. Unbreakable stronghold Glathsheimer. Possible interpretation: shining or gleam home. Marvelous and splendid. Adorned with gold and gemstone, high as the heavens above Asgard. Allfather's throne or throne room lies in one of the 12 castles of the Aesir in silvery roofed Wallsbüll. And is named Hlidskjolf, Allfather's throne seat or throne room. There stands Valhall, high as the sky, covered with shields, carried by Geren, by spears, in which the Einherjar feast, fight and die to rise again. At the gates of Valhall lies Glasir, the most beautiful grove among gods and men. Golden leaf trees welcome the arriving guests. All this lie in Asgard, great fortress, land of the Aesir, mountains and valleys, temples and palaces, fields and forests, so similar to the world of Midgard. Allfather's mighty gear, spear. Gungnir, the wavering one, who never misses his mark, forged by the sons of Ivaldi and given as a present to the Allfather. Draupnir, the magical ring Draupnir, created in spite of cunning and trickery. The Dripper grants every 9th night 8 equal rings that fall from him like morning dew. Odin's fellows. Hugin and Munin. Over the worlds his ravens Allfather sent, able to speak. They return before the morning meal and bring wise tidings. Geri and Freki. One who sleep and one who watch. No villain shall creep up to harm the master. Sleipnir. Svaðilfaris brud from the Gifagnin, story from Prose Edda. Begotten by fear of deception and given to Allfather, swift and noble companion, Grimnir, Odin, is the best of Aesir, Sleipnir the best of horses. Allfather has hundreds of names. Don't lose sight, dear guest. Allfather's names shall not pass you without recognizing. Further presentations will bring them closer to you. Allfather and Mankind. Creator of the first humans. When Odin, Hönir and Hlöður created the first humans, Ask and Embla, the gods gave them free gifts. The Völuspá speaks. Spirit they possessed not, sense they had not, blood nor motive powers, or godly color. Spirit gave Odin, sense gave Hönir, blood gave Hlöður and godly color. Allfather loves to travel the 9 worlds and watch us, give advice or have a joke, even tease and annoy others. He also likes beautiful women and takes pleasure in ensnaring them. But his journeys across the 9 worlds are long, which can bring danger to wife and earth. Ve and Vili, Allfather's brothers, watched over Asgard in long absence. But the journey was too long, a return was unlikely. House and yard were shared, even the wife, good Frigg, was taken. Until Odin returned to the gates of Asgard again. Who is Odin? His cloak white, one-eyed and yet seeing, with staff and hat, his long beard wide, he travels Midgard and watches us. Odin is the highest god of the Nordic pantheon. He is not only the wandering figure of a mysterious, white-bearded man of advanced age, half hidden under a large hat, armed with a long staff. He is much more than most believe. Shifty and cunning, a truly ferocious opponent in manly combat. He also presides over our ancestors and us as a god of war. Great magician, god of poetry, he taught us to carve the runes. The sources to be consulted are the Snorra Edda, the Poetic Edda and the sagas. The saga of Volsung or the saga of Hervara and Heidreks give us the possibility to interpret aspects of his personality. Other, possible name for Odin, which in Old Norse means angry or mad, gives clues to indicate attributes. He is on a constant quest for knowledge and wisdom. His desire to change or prevent the prediction of Ragnarok is constant and drives him every time. Always on the lookout for new warriors for his Valhall, he supports the men's fight to fill his ranks with brave warriors. Thus he makes pacts with brave heroes like Harald Battletooth or Sigmund. He gives them offerings like invulnerability or powerful weapons to slay thousands of brave enemies to fill Valhall's benches. Both heroes Odin took to Valhall, personally defeated in grim battle when he decided to redeem the debt. How Odin attained wisdom. Allfather is inquisitive like no one else who walks the 9 worlds. He also gave great sacrifices for great wisdom. Famous for his mysterious act of self-sacrifice, Odin hung himself on the world tree, Yggdrasil. "9 days and nights, injured by the gare, without food or drink, with the intention to learn the runes and their magic. Do you know how to carve the runes? In the Havamal, Allfather speaks. I would that I hung on the wind-tossed tree all of nights 9, wounded by spear, bespoken to Odin, bespoken myself to myself. Upon that tree, of which none telleth from what roots it doth rise. Translated by Lee M. Hollander. None made me happy with loaf or horn, and there below I looked. I took up the runes, shrieking I took them, and forthwith back I fell. Translated by Henry Bellows. His strive for wisdom cost him an eye. Odin watched the wise Mimir as he often drank from a spring, Mimir's well. Allfather was considered to be one of the wisest of gods and men, but Mimir was so wise that even Odin sought his advice. After all, Mimir was the guardian of the source of wisdom, which springs from under the world tree, Yggdrasil. Odin wanted to taste this portion, but Mimir demanded a pledge, an eye of the supplicant. Without hesitating for long, Odin took out an eye and let it into the well. Which eye he offered is not certain. It is important knowledge that Allfather intends to teach us. No sacrifice is too great, when true enlightenment is their reward, and that the pursuit of knowledge is always noble and right.